Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am LBE Hackney, where I love diving in to the world of books. So I love speaking to authors, illustrators, and creatives about their journeys, about how they got published, and all the little tips and tricks they've learned along the way. However, today I'm really excited to have on my channel two teen book reviewers. They're on Instagram. Their channel is Pages and Laly, and they're from the USA, and they love reading the books you write. So let's dive right in. Welcome, girls. Thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I'm really glad to be here today.
I am too as well.
Why don't you tell us a little about yourselves, what you do, and how you both started this journey?
All right. Hi, my name is Paige. I'm passionate, quiet, and shy, especially around new people. But once you get to know me, I'm a sweet and friendly person. I love to read books, especially those set in the Tudor period in England. I find the stories fascinating and love to learn more about that era. I'm also a big fan of Greek mythology and love the strange and exciting tales told in those stories. Apart from my love for books, I'm also a big fan of anime and K-pop.
Hi, my name is Laly. I'm a soccer player, a budding musician who loves to express myself through art. I'm also an avid reader and a cat lover. I enjoy exploring different hobbies and learning new things. One of my favorite things to do is solve math problems. I'm quite an enthusiast in mathematics.
Do not say that word in my presence.
Wow. Together, you two sound, as much as you are so very different, it's also you're the same, because you're so passionate about different things, which is so good to hear. So how did you start with your book reviewing?
With the help of my mother, Audrey, I started a Bookstagram account called Pages Reading. I had this passion for reading, and my mother wanted to give me a purpose in developing my skills. But we didn't anticipate the overwhelming response from the Instagram community and the fantastic connection with the authors from around the world like you.
I love your Instagram account. So I have tuned in well before.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I've been following you guys for a while, and so when I sent you our book, I was really thrilled that you took it on. So you have it.
Yeah, we have it with us.
Oh, fantastic. So tell me, what countries have you heard of for reviews so far?
Mostly America.
A lot of from Britain.
Yeah, a lot from Britain. One from Scotland as well.
We have Australia from you. Do we have one from India?
Yeah, it was virtually. I
yeah,
from India.
Have one from India. There's a lot. It's kind of hard to keep track.
Yeah, it is kind of hard because there's a lot of books, you know.
Yeah.
Is there one from China?
No, it's Hong Kong.
Oh yeah. There's a lot from Amazon.
A lot of Amazon stuff, yeah. That's where we buy our books mostly.
You buy your books mostly from Amazon. So authors take note, reviewers are hitting up Amazon to obtain their books that they review. But it's super exciting. Like, it must feel unreal that you've come this far, where on an international level now, that you're not only talking to authors, but you're reviewing their books worldwide, which is fantastic.
That's amazing.
It's an amazing experience. I think it's really fun.
I do too.
So for those out there who are teenagers who are reluctant readers, they haven't got the zing for it yet, the passion for it yet, or they just wasn't on their radar. Do you have any tips out there for teenagers to get more enthusiastic about reading?
For me, it really started with graphic novels or just finding a book about your interest.
As someone who loves reading, I advise reluctant child or teen readers to start with books that pique their interests. Whether it's a book on a favorite movie or TV show, a book on the topic they are curious about, or a book recommended by their friend, finding a book that matches their interests can help make reading feel less like a chore and more enjoyable experience. graphic novels and mangas for teens are becoming so popular nowadays that it would be an excellent start for them.
I think you should try finding a book that personally suits your interests. For me, books about cats or drawing or more cats. And if
Or
you don't
history.
like big books or anything that's not as fun, well, just read books that are nice, short, full of pictures. Like your book is a really good one. Books written in verse are a really good option too. I believe they're a nice and quick read. It's also really important to find a comfortable and quiet place to read and set aside a dedicated time each day to read.
That's actually a really good tip, because between the school commitments, the sporting or the music or the extracurricular commitments, between tutoring, between homework, it is hard to think, I have to, like, where am I going to find the time to read? So putting aside that time, that's a great tip as well. Would you also say writing your own stories would be a way of getting into reading?
Okay, me and Paige, we like writing some dumb, silly stories.
Yeah.
Paige is writing plenty right now.
Fan fiction.
Mainly fan fiction about our favorite TV shows and manga.
Yes.
I'm writing my own manga currently, whatever. Almost done.
I'm trying to think of idea. I'm just using them as like fan fiction as a base
But
for when I write.
I believe writing short stories can also help you look for books that suit what you're writing, and maybe you can research about it. So, in other words, you read more and you write more.
It's like what historical fiction kind of is, really.
Yes.
Yeah. It inspires you to read more.
That's fantastic advice, actually, as well, because to know that not only you review, but you write yourself, that must also improve your writing techniques and abilities because you read so much.
It does. It helps me with my vocabulary and stuff for like writing, really.
It's really fun too. I go to a book club in the library.
Me too, as well.
And one time they would do something called sentence starters, and we would create our own story just out of a dumb sentence starter. And that's how I came up with a dumb idea like the purple osis blob, a blob that's like a sickness and you do nothing. And the only way to revise it is eat cauliflower.
We have something similar in our house where myself, Baxter, and Ethan, along with my husband, which is their dad, we have this thing called two-sentence story, where you give two sentences and then the next person builds on it with their two sentences and so on. And before you know it, you have an octopus with a best friend who's a carrot that lives in a treehouse that loves eating pizza. Like, it's like you guys, where we do the same thing. That's really cool. So I just want to know, for yourselves, with your experience so far, what advice would you give to us grown-ups who are writing for your age group, and we're no longer in your age group, but you are our target market. You're the ones reading our books that we create. What advice would you give for us grown-up authors?
Let me think. This is a hard question. I really think it's more just being able to know what little kids like us like. So if you're going for a target audience of around like 4 to 6, for example, you want to write about unicorns and superheroes.
Or something like that, really.
And if you are going for a higher target, just see what people do nowadays, see how they talk, and just maybe your own children, I personally like this, could help you. Like, they would have all sorts of ideas. Like, you're 6-year-old and you're writing a book for 6-year-old, for example, would say,
just observe what a 6-year-old behaves
would
like.
Say, I love unicorns.
What they would like.
Meanwhile, a 12 or 14-year-old would be more mature and probably be on their phone all day.
Or what about cats?
It depends on the person, though.
It also depends on their interests. Like, on older, they're probably going to, I don't know, you want to write a book about a realistic fiction, or like a girl that must overcome this problem. Or
historical fiction, if you like.
Yeah.
History. like me though.
So it's more just know what their interests are. Sum
Yeah.
it up.
So for those out there who aren't parents, who don't have the target market in their house to observe them, maybe go hang out with your friends' kids or something to get more of an idea, of the language being used, the trends with speech, the trends of what they're into.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fantastic. So, what makes a good book for you?
Okay, this mostly suits my interest. For a good book, I like my books spooky or scary or interesting. But I love books that are well written, comical, but also like, you know, where you can relate and connect to it, where it feels like, oh, this is an experience and it's deep, a deep book. What about you?
I like books about mostly that are set in times of history. I also like action packed and adventure books as well, because like when I read an action packed scene, I kind of just imagine what it would be like. I like to do that because it would be really fun
Another
to
good
go.
idea is I like books with drawings, so it really helps illustrate a story in your mind. Like sometimes you'd have a book and it won't really help you see what the characters look like or what the things look like, which is good in some way. So it makes you use your own imagination.
And the emotion also helps you like relate with the characters basically, really.
So yeah, that's what we really look for in a book.
That's yeah. Mm.
So authors, take note. That's a lot of great information for us grown-ups to take away as well, because we do see life a bit differently, because we've grown past those teen years. So to hear that kind of information is really it's great, because sometimes, I mean, I know I forget what it's like to be a teenager, but also it was very different when I was a teenager. So to know where you guys are, your perspectives, what you find in a book, what makes it a good book, it's perfect. So thank you so much for sharing that information. Now, where would you like to see your book reviewing careers go? Because you're on an international platform doing really well.
As a bookstagram reviewer, we would love to become well-respected influencers in the book community and positively impact the literary world. We would also love to collaborate with more publishers and authors and other book reviewers to create an engaging content and help readers discover new books they will love. But unfortunately, we go to school during the day, so we can only read just a little each day, but we try our best to read as many books as possible and share our thoughts with others.
I plan to write my own book someday when I have like my imagination for it. I already started writing some fan fiction and poems sometimes. And my little sister is super talented. She's helping an author redesign his book cover. How awesome is that?
That's so good. That is fantastic. So I want everyone who's watching our interview today, if you are a publisher, please contact Pages and Laly on their Instagram. Instagram is the best way to contact you?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yep. So authors, publishers, if you have a book that you would love these girls to review, have a look at, grow in the community, please contact them through their Instagram account. Give them a follow, like their content. These girls work so incredibly hard to spread the message of reading, enjoying books. Their content is very engaging, and these girls are super supportive, especially for people like myself who independently wrote, published, and illustrated a book that I created with my own boys. So girls, thank you so much for being on my channel today. Is there anything else you would like to add?
That your book was really amazing. I loved it and it was really creative. I loved the way that there would be little drawings on the side of the pages, which really helped me um, imagine the story much better. Uh, all these super creative mentions of magic candy always made my mouth water, and your book is one of the ones that were my favorite in all of 2023. It also impacted our Instagram feed a lot. I think it had the most likes and
One of the most likes. Really.
a lot of collaboration on it. It's an amazing book, and I really think you should read it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So I hope that moving forward, your page grows, that your careers grow, and I can't wait to see what happens with you girls in the future. Keep reading, keep writing, and I'd love to chat again down the track. So thank you so much for today.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And have a great
lots
day.
of fun.
We had lots of fun in this. And have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.